They say it's only at the top, so whatever you do.
It's been a long time coming, and we need champions, and we also need ways to continually get feedback, and also a way for all of us to feel each other feel each other out. We say we come to Cal because of the diversity of the student body, but if we're not consistently putting ourselves in places where we can challenge ourselves mentally, intellectually, and also step out of our comfort zone, whatever it is, physically, our backgrounds, then what's the point of coming here?
Well, the April 20th event turns out to be a really timely event. For several months now, we've been planning, especially with students, an event that would allow them to be heard and to articulate their ideas and to get engaged with making Campus Climate a more active area and a better area, and making sure that their input is really heard and acted together. There's a lot of ideas on the table. I think there are a lot of people who are very interested in participating, so I'm really actually looking forward to getting out of that event a lot of positive ideas for action that we can move forward on.
Climate to me means like the people that you're around, the environment of the university, the experiences of the people around you, your classmates, people you know, people you don't know.
Campus Climate is just the atmosphere on campus, the communities you're a part of, how you're supported as a student, the resources you have as a student, the relationships you have with staff members, students, and the professors on campus.
It shifts a lot when different things happen, whether they're directly affiliated with you or not, whether they're directed at you or not. I think that Campus Climate is sort of like an ever-changing thing. I don't know if it can be specified to one specific thing or another.
Well, as of lately, there's been a lot of tension in regards to the Campus Climate. In regards to the budget cuts, you know, some of the resources for low-income students, minority students, students of colors are threatened and maybe cut in the future. There's been a lot of racial tension with the blackout and the Compton cookout and things of that nature.
Then again, you have people who are so driven to do something about it, and you know, people are organizing town halls and organizing ways for people to have constructive dialogue. So I think, you know, sure, it's bad, but there's so many people here who want to make progress that, you know, there's hope.
I'm looking to be more plugged in and have the community more plugged in with each other and ourselves around things that are in the campus climate that could be improved or we'd like to see improved.
So a lot of people don't have an understanding of an experience that isn't theirs. And so having conversations in classrooms, having classes that promote it, having just interaction with people on a daily basis where you're sharing your stories and sharing, you know, your like ups and downs and the way that you think about things. I think that that's probably one of the most important things that I would encourage more.
Well, if I had infinite resources, I'd do like a you have some dinner, you know? Like if I had infinite resources, people will loosen up. They you know, over a meal. You know, I've seen people been able to be more human with each other and sort of break down the political lines a bit.
I mean, it starts with strengthening the relationships, the interpersonal relationships internally in your own community, trying to create a unified sense of one purpose, one goal, one people, so that, you know, you won't have separate voices being heard, separate ideas, separate plans of action, but one unified plan of action is that much stronger. A good way to strengthen our voices and improve campus climate for me would just having more people of color, more people who look like me on campus, more people who have similar backgrounds. That'll improve my feeling of being at home, being in a place where I feel safe and comfortable.
We have a lot of people's attention, and a lot of people who don't usually think about campus climate have suddenly seen that indeed that is a really important part of equity and inclusion and of having a productive campus. And so I think they're more ready than perhaps they were before to consider real actions and taking real thought about this and actually making something better.
You know, it's kind of hopeful that so many conversations are going on about campus climate. It can hopefully help make it like better and happier.
I think there needs to be maximal involvement because, you know, how are you going to create a good plan and how are you going to address all these problems if there aren't enough people or there's not enough diversity represented there?
It's really essential for students to be able to be heard by the campus more generally, and in particular by the administration, and especially by equity and inclusion, who can act most directly on their behalf. So I'm really anxious that as many students as possible who want to be engaged with any of these climate issues come, give us their best thinking, have very informative discussions, and try to find things, commonalities that look like great positive steps to take forward. And we're going to be there, we're going to have our ears wide open, and we're going to try to act on some of those things as soon as possible.
Yeah. Yo, turn it up. They say it's lonely at the top, so whatever you do, stay true. They say it's lonely at the top, so whatever you do, stay true. They say it's lonely at the top, so whatever you do, stay true.
Hey yo, people everywhere, raise your hand for a brother on stage that was raised a man. Tried to keep me in the fields, but we raised a plan. I was too tall for